people are no longer willing to work for supervisors or organizations that don't show they value them. They're not willing to work for organizations that won't listen. They're not willing to work for organizations that won't pay them fairly, pay them well. However, there are people getting paid very well who are voting with their feet because they didn't feel listened to, they didn't feel valued. So it's not just enough to compensate people well and to give them competitive benefits. It's really a matter of, do people feel valued? So you need to ask, how value added do my employees feel? So I would first think of some powerful questions to ask. I'd start interviewing my team members. I'd start to reflect on what they're saying. I really would be willing to have the courage to be confronted. I'd take those answers. I would then speak about what we're going to do to address those concerns so that people feel heard, they feel valued, they feel engaged. And if I'm doing that, I'm going to automatically be more attractive to other people, because when we interview people, we say, here's what we're doing. Here's how we recognize talent. Here's how we reward talent. Here's how we help make sure that every voice is heard, that we truly value the diverse perspectives people have, and that we engage them to make the organization stronger and better. And we're looking to build leadership at every level. Well, effective feedback, very quickly, is what I would suggest is be really clear on your intent in giving the feedback. If your intent is to correct somebody just for the moment, that's one thing. If your intent is to help them grow and develop so they can be stronger and better, and part of that is the correction, that's another thing. If it's just because you're frustrated in the moment, that's totally a third thing. So what we like to recommend, and what I would certainly recommend, if you're going to correct somebody, if you're going to develop them, you're going to coach them, what you want to do is be really clear on your intent. Can you get down? So let's say, Kendra, I want to talk to you about something that happened in the team meeting yesterday. The reason I want to talk to you about it is because you're fairly new with the team, and you bring a real spirit and fire that we need. And because you're new, and because of what I saw, I want to share with you what impact it had, and I want to seek to understand, because I want you to really shine brightly, and I want you to make sure that you're as effective as you can be. Does that make sense? So your intent is two or three short, positive, directional sentences. Then you describe the behavior, right? You're very specific about what the behavior was. You share the impact of that behavior, what the result was. And then you ask them, did you want to create this impact? Oh, okay. If you didn't, what do you think you could do different next time behaviorally? Tell me what your intent is. How would you like it to shine? How will you behave? And how will we know if you got the results you wanted? So we call it intent, behavior, result. Result to intent. Behavior is the intermediary, because people can't see your mind, they can't see your heart. All they see is your behavior. So if you're doing the intent, behavior, result as a coaching piece, and you're using it as you talk to people, you're going to be far more effective. Wholehearted leading is really, for me, the soul of leadership. It's when you know who you are, why you are, and what you're about. And then you put together with that the hows of making things happen. So it's core purpose, it's a vision of where you're going to go over time, it's bringing in all of the different acts of courage, making sure you got the right competencies, you're doing it with integrity, there's intimacy, connection, invitation, and there's passion. That's wholehearted leadership.